episode 96.
Are you ready to take your eBay business to the next level? Then hold on, because Ron and Ali are going to take you into the fast lane with the latest tips and insights from some of the biggest and most successful sellers here on the So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast.
Welcome once again to another episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. I'm Ron LeBeau.
And I'm Ali Young.
Hey, everyone. We have with us Josh Chamberlain. Josh, how you doing today?
Fantastic, guys. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good here in St. Louis. How's Thailand, Ali?
Thailand is awesome. This is going to be good. I can sense the energy here. This is going to be good.
That's right.
Oh, I'm ready.
Right. So buying and selling baseball cards on eBay throughout college, Josh turned a $1,500 loan from his father at graduation into a $2 million a year business selling fine antiques and works of art. Although dealing in a wide variety of antiques, Chamberlain has found a niche in the world of Asian arts and has become eBay's largest U.S. dealer in this field.
Love it. What a great bio. Start from 1,500 all the way up to 2 million. I mean, that's just brilliant. So let's go back to the beginning here. You're one of those were you in the schoolyard sort of wheeling and dealing your baseball cards, were you?
You know, I was always a collector my whole life, from a little kid, collecting baseball cards, coins, that sort of thing. And I was that kid when I was young, setting up the yard sales in front of my house when I was 9, 10 years old, selling puppets and toys and doing whatever I could. I was always a wheeler and dealer.
We call that entrepreneur.
Yeah, the young age. You weren't selling skirts and things like that, no? You kept away.
If I can make a buck on it, I'll sell it.
There you go, man. That's awesome, man. Yeah, so you start with baseball cards, right?
Yeah, so, throughout college, for spending money, I would sell baseball cards on eBay, for $1 here, $10 there, whatever I could make just for spending money throughout college. Upon graduation, my father gave me a $1,500 loan because my job offer didn't start for 6 months. So I needed a way to make some money for 6 months until my real job, let's say, started. And took the $1,500, went to my first auction, doubled it, went to another auction, doubled it again. And I said, you know what? I'm still young. Let's see if I can make a business out of it. And here I am today.
Unbelievable, man. That is just really cool. So did you ever step into the corporate world at all?
No, never. I've never had a job. That's what I like to say.
Yes, the claim to fame.
Boy, I'm jealous. Is anyone else out there jealous of this? Maybe we should end this story now. I mean, no, that's really cool, Josh. Seriously, and I've got 3 little kids, and I'm trying to, bring them up to be entrepreneurs instead of employees as well, because, entrepreneurialism, as you know, is a lot of hard work, but it's rewarding, right?
No, you're not kidding. I'm in your boat. I got 3 little ones at home as well, and I'll bring them into my office whenever possible and try to show them what I'm doing. But yeah, to say starting a business like this is hard work is a huge understatement. The amount of hours that you have to put in to make something like this successful is it's big.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds so exciting. It sounds so exotic, going to the auctions, bidding, $20 for 30 bucks. I mean, you love all that stuff, do you? You love getting into it like that.
Absolutely. I'm one of those guys. I'm very fortunate, very blessed where, I absolutely love coming to work every day, and I absolutely love what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. Now, do you get to take time off if you want to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what's great about this business.
Well, what's that picture behind him? Look, he's on a golf course. He can't be that busy.
Yeah, I squeeze in, a few rounds here or there. I actually play competitive golf. Mm-hmm. A little bit less now that I have the 3 little ones at home, and I'm happy to say I got my 4th actually on the way.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are they going to be future workers? Are they? You're going to have a little sweatshop going or something?
Future? I already got them working around here.
Take a picture now. You're not getting your dough.
Ali, what saying do I have in my house, Ali?
No one eats for free.
That's right. And I'm sure Josh lives by that same thing, right?
Oh, no doubt about it. You got to earn your keep.
I'm trying to implement that with my 4 teenage daughters, but it's not going to plan.
Well, that's because it's 4 against 1, Ali. But we'll talk about that.
It's misses as well. So talk to us then. So how did you start on eBay then? Do you sort of see that as like a non-stop auction funness sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I was always attracted to the whole eBay world. I mean, eBay is such an incredible platform for selling. It's unlike anything else that there's ever been, and still there's nothing like it today. The ability for yourself to list something that you own and put it in front of so many eyes is really, it's unprecedented, and it's still like that today.
Yeah, and what's funny is first of all, we all understand that you cannot start any other business for as cheap as you can get an eBay business. Yet you still get some people complaining about the fees. And I just love that. I love that, when somebody's complaining about the fees, I'm like, seriously, what other business can you do for the amount of fees that you pay for eBay, right? I mean, you can't start a brick and mortar business. You can't, any other business, you pretty much have to have several thousand, maybe tens and whatever thousands of dollars to start. It's really kind of nice to be able to, start your own business from things around the house.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in this world, you say people complain about the fees, but I don't care how you do it. No matter which avenue you go down, there's going to be fees and costs involved. You open up a brick and mortar store. I mean, there's going to be, cost to run that. You sell everything at auction. The auctioneer isn't doing it for free. They're going to charge you some money, too. So, anywhere you go to sell something, somebody's going to take their cut, and that's just the way it is.
Exactly. So
and I'll gladly pay the eBay fees, really. I mean, I'll gladly let them, I'm using their marketplace, and their traffic to sell my things. I can't start an eBay. I can't start a website, put my things on there and generate that kind of traffic. It's just not happening.
No, I mean, for whatever it is, 9% or wherever it is now, say, I can take this item and put in front of millions and millions of eyeballs for 9%. Yeah, I'm going to take that deal. Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. Why
every
wouldn't
day,
you?
all day.
So you got a different way of selling, didn't you? You sort of sell it all at one time instead of doing it constantly. You sort of have a woomph, and then talk to us. How do you sell your stuff?
Yeah, so when I got started in this business, I was buying and selling magazines for $10, baseball cards for $5. I would go to I would be that guy at the auction that would, wait till the end, wait till there was a big table lot full of junk and say, hey, here's a bunch of stuff I can sell for $10. Yep. Over time, my business has morphed and, adapted to the type of stuff I'm selling. And one of the most, what we're best known for is the Chinese antiques. And it's a very, very popular market. And, looking at that, I said to myself, if I get good stuff with this many people interested in a product, it's going to reach its level of where it should. It's going to reach the price point where it should with so many people competing for it. Mm-hmm. So I decided to start listing items with no reserve. Everything I sell, whether it's worth $100 or $10,000, I started at $1, no reserve, and whatever it brings, it brings. Right. And we'll run large events throughout the year of, say, 200 or 250 items. And we'll list them all at once, and we'll, contact our clients, let them know we have a big event running, and throw them all up there at once and sit back and, watch the show.
Get scared.
Wow.
I mean, you got something worth 30 grand and you're starting it like at $1. Isn't that like a little bit scary?
And oh, absolutely. I mean, I won't lie to you. I lose money every single one of these events. I lose money on tons of items. Yep. But, I win more than I lose. And those people that get those items at a great bargain price, I'll tell you what, they're going to come back for my next event and look for another good bargain.
Definitely. I'm coming to your next event.
Hey, you're welcome, my friend.
That's brilliant.
That's awesome. We'll have to talk about that because, I tell you what, we could increase the number of people that are, at your next event here real easily.
Yeah,
that sounds good to me.
So these events are like twice a year or something? Are they 3 times a year?
Oh, no, we run like 10 a year.
10 a year. So how do people know that this event's going to happen? If like someone, I haven't been to your store before, how would I know that to come and look?
Well, through eBay, eBay does a great job allowing, buyers to, say, follow a seller. Mm-hmm. So if I list an item, you could choose to follow me under Juice 1499 is our seller name that we sell our Asian antiques under. You can choose to follow us and, they'll get notified when stuff, gets listed on our page. We have an email list that we reach out to people that have bought from us before to let them know that anytime we run an event, we'll send out an email and say, hey, we got a bunch of items up. You're going to want to take a look. So there's a lot of ways that people can get notified and, put it this way: if you follow Asian antiques at all, you're gonna see us on eBay.
So you've got like swords and nunchuckers. You're like doing these moves.
No, sword. No, that's against eBay policy.
All right, no swords. You still got them though,
Ali,
haven't you?
do not test him, Ali.
Yeah, I'm just checking that he's abiding by eBay laws here.
Yeah.
So
passed with flying colors.
Yeah. How many people? So at one of these sort of events, how many people do you have working for you to help get it shipped, get it listed, get all that sort of stuff going?
So there's myself, and I have a staff of 3 additional. And, I have one guy that focuses on taking pictures. My father actually works for me. He retired from his job, and he actually works for me now.
Awesome.
He keeps all our books, and I have one guy that's just solely dedicated to shipping.
Very cool, man. So did you ever think in college that you'd be doing this or anything like this?
Oh, never in a million years. I went to school for marketing. I was always a wheeler and dealer. I loved the whole advertising side of it, and that's what I went to school for. And like I said, I got a really good job offer out of school that I was pleased with. But, I saw an opportunity, and I said, well, I'm still young. Well, I'm still living under my parents' roof, and, mom's feeding me every night. I might as well give it a shot.
Why not?
And you got dad's $1,500, right?
Yeah, and now he works for you. That's cool.
Yeah, now he works for you. That's awesome.
That's brilliant.
Really cool. So what kind of, we talk about the Asian items, but what kind of other things do you sell? I mean, obviously, I think you have 2 eBay stores, right?
That's right. We have the Juice 1499 page, which is primarily just these large Asian events. And we have another page called Chamberlain Discovery. This is the page where we list, all the other antiques that we buy and sell that aren't Asian related. And we do quite a bit. We just got a huge collection in that we'll be listing pretty shortly. But on this page, we take a little bit of different approach where we'll list some with no reserve and then some at fixed prices. Mm-hmm. Reason being is, the no reserve approach is great, but on certain items, you gotta pay attention to how popular the market is.
Yep.
So, there's some types of items that there only may be 5 guys in the world that collect this sort of item. So listing that sort of thing at, $9.99, you may get croaked. So you got to know your markets, and with eBay, it's very easy to do. They used to have eBay Pulse, which they got rid of, but now there's a lot of websites that will track how many people watch particular types of items. So you can go to this place and find out which markets in the antique world are getting the most traction, have the most followers, and those are the type of items you can be pretty confident that will reach its price point if you start it with no reserve. Other items that don't have a huge following, then it gets a little sketchy, and you may want to think about going with a fixed price.
Ron and Ali will be right back after this short break.
Do you want to set yourself apart from other eBay sellers? Want to look like one of the big brands? How would you like to feel confident that you could do it yourself, but know that the support is there if you get stuck? Now you can create your branded eBay store and have your store doing more. With Auction Pro Template's premium do-it-yourself eBay template. This template is loaded with tools and features you won't find in any other system. Go to yourstoredoingmore.com now to see what's included. That's yourstoredoingmore.com. Are you tired of stockouts? Are you done with overselling? Are you sick of wasting time with boring back-end tasks? If that's you, Ecom Dash is here to help. It's an inventory management and automation software system that helps your business run lean, reduce errors, and increase sales. Sync your inventory and sales data across channels, automatically forward sales to suppliers, and make your e-commerce business scalable. Visit ecomdash.com. That's ECOMDASH.com for a free trial, and take 50% off your first month with promo code PODCAST.
Be sure to check out SoYouWannaSellOnEBay.com for the latest podcasts and all the information you need to get selling fast.
So we haven't even talked about how you became the authority and now the, America's largest seller in Asian antiques. I mean, how did this all come about? I can't even barely spell antique, much less be an Asian antique dealer. I mean, how'd that all come about?
So I got to give my dad a little credit. I grew up with a lot of antiques in my house. He didn't have, he didn't have an extensive collection, but, he didn't have a great deal of money to buy a lot of fine antiques. But I was always surrounded by antiques, and I was always fascinated with history and that sort of thing. One of my early auctions, like I mentioned before, I was that guy buying that table lot at the end of the sale loaded with the junk. And I bought a table at one of my early auctions and had 2 Chinese items on it. No idea what they are. Thought they were garbage. Put them on eBay. They both did like $100. And at that time, that was a lot of money to me. Mm-hmm. So I decided, you know what? So I decided, you know, I'm going to start looking for more of this. And I've really, you know, really honed in on learning all about Asian antiques. I consult for some auction houses now for Asian antiques as well. And, you know, I found a little niche there for sure.
And you can tell if it's a fake or the real deal. If I brought you like a mask,
my friend.
You know, and it had like a weird eyebrow, you'd be able to see, right, this thing's a fake.
You know, I'd see right through that thing.
That's cool.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this. Okay, you talked about your three little children, right?
Yep.
How old are they?
6, 5, and 3.
Nice.
Okay, so 10 years from now, when they listen to this podcast episode, it'll be different. But no, that's awesome because, you know, you're bringing them up into the family and into this family business, right? I mean, and they're actually they're around it. They kind of see what Dad does and they see how it kind of works, and they're just kind of going to be a part of the process, right?
I sure hope so. You know, that's one of the beauties of having an eBay business is, you know, you have a lot of flexibility with you have to work hard, but there's a lot of flexibility for family life as well. You kind of make your own hours. And, you know, if my wife has something going on, she can drop the 3 kids off and they'll spend, you know, hours running around this place, hopefully not breaking anything, which has happened in the past. But, I'll point out something. I'll bring my 5-year-old and say, "Hey, buddy, is this Chinese or Japanese?" And you know, I'm planting some seeds with them.
Nice, training them young.
Absolutely.
Do you do any Thailand antiques?
Oh, you name it. Yeah, I mean, our specialty is definitely Chinese and Japanese antiques, but in the consulting business, I have to, you know, be familiar with a lot of Korean works of art, Thai works of art, and that sort of thing.
It's amazing how you actually know all this. I mean, I suppose it's just trial and error, really. You know, is that what it is? I mean, there isn't like a book, a good, a dummy's book on Chinese antiques, is there?
Oh, I mean, across from me, I can look at, you know, maybe 200 books. I could give a guy 200 books on Chinese antiques and give him, 20 years. Yep. But I could put a vase in front of him after those 20 years and you'd have no idea how old it is. So, you know, it's definitely handling the items is what teaches you in this business. Being able to hold it, feel it, see what the real things look like. That's the best way to learn. And you have to have the passion. Oh, absolutely. No question about it.
And I imagine there's a lot of mistakes as well, yeah?
Oh, gosh. So many mistakes. I mean, the Chinese antique market is probably the most counterfeited market there is out there.
Right.
2 reasons. One, the Chinese know the stuff well. A lot of the counterfeits come out of China. And there's a lot of Chinese antiques worth a great deal of money. So there's a lot of incentive for these guys to try to make copies because, you know, they can cash in. You talked about learning about it and, you know, losing on stuff. I was always of the mindset to really, you know, take chances when I go to auction and when I'm buying, because, you know, the stuff that you lose on, that's the stuff you're going to learn the most about. All my biggest mistakes buying and selling that I've lost the most money on, I'll tell you what, I know why I lost money on it. I researched it and figured it out, and that's the stuff that, you know, I learned the most about. No question about it.
Exactly.
And I doubt you'll make that same mistake again, will you?
It's happening. I won't lie to you.
Damn, I didn't learn that time. Damn. Yeah, but it's true. It's such a common thing, especially on this show and in life itself, that the mistakes actually become the biggest reward, really.
No question about it. I mean, that's where you learn is by making these mistakes. And, you know, for people in this business, one of my biggest pieces of advice is, you know, take a shot, take a chance. You know, I'm not saying, you know, throw the whole farm at it or put all your eggs in one basket. But if you see something at an auction, you know, it looks like it has quality, you're not too sure about it, I'll tell you what, I'm always going to buy it because, you know, you see quality, but you want to learn about it. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, but you're learning about a new subject.
The game.
So what about authenticity? I mean, what if I buy something from your website, from your eBay store, and do I get any kind of authenticity guarantee with that?
Well, absolutely. And, with eBay has a lot of protections built in. But one of the main reasons that we've created such a following is we guarantee everything we sell 100%. They can send it back with no questions asked. I mean, if you get a vase, you buy a vase for $2,000 from me and you tell me it smells funny and you want to send it back, so be it. Ideally, I don't want that to happen. But but no, we guarantee how we date it, the condition, and we put everything behind it.
That is really cool.
If it smells bad,
what kind of...
it's because it's an antique if it smells bad. I mean, that's what they do. It's like my granny, she's an antique.
How's she smell, Ollie?
I walk into the old people's home and, geez, you're all antiques here.
And there goes Ollie off on a rabbit hole.
Right, yeah, back to
back, Ollie.
Come on, sorry.
Let's bring it back, Ollie. So anyhow, Josh, so let's talk a little bit about your future. What do you got going on now? I mean, you looking to increase your space or anything, or what do you got going on?
Oh, always. I mean, one thing in this business is, you're always looking to get better, always looking to improve, not only with the amount of stuff I sell and what I sell, but, the logistics around the office, being able to handle the shipping quicker, being more efficient, responding to emails quicker, figuring out ways to, just make everything more efficient. Because that's what will help the eBay business is logistically figuring out the best way to handle your products quickly, and that will, create repeat customers.
And how do you deal with those? I mean, because a common thing people have issues with is maintaining that feedback. You mentioned that if they bought that 2,000, vase and stuff, you money back. But how do you keep that ongoing feedback to be so good as yours is?
Like I said, I mean, the big reason for that is we guarantee everything we sell. We take that customer is always right mentality. I want people to buy from our store, buy from our events, and be thrilled with what they got, because that's going to generate people coming back. If somebody gets something, for whatever reason, even if it's a minute flaw that they're not thrilled with, I want them to let me know. I want them to be thrilled. I want them to come to my next event. If they get treated well, they're going to come to my next event and buy another item.
Absolutely, and that's something. There's something to be said about that. I mean, we cannot stress enough how important 100% positive feedback is. Some people just may not appreciate that or understand the value of that. If you're just starting out, that is sage advice. 100% positive feedback is gold.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you look to any business or anything you want to do, you Google something online and, you're looking for some sort of service. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to look at that company's reviews. Same thing on eBay. You're going to, you look at a seller. The first thing you're going to do is check out his feedback and try to figure out if he's, reliable or not. So that feedback is key. I mean, there are negative feedbacks that you're going to get, and I'm sure you guys have heard about it, that, there are some buyers out there that sometimes there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
But, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to do your best to maintain that and not be passive when it comes to buyers who have an issue, and understand that, they're spending their hard-earned money with you. You want to make sure you're providing not only a product, but a good service providing it to them.
Brilliant. That's why you're successful. That's the mentality that we've noticed continuously with people who make this work online, is that style of mentality. It's not like, oh, well, you should have, there's none of that. It's like, how do we deal with the problem, fix it, and move on sort of thing. It's really good.
Oh, absolutely. And, my events with selling everything with no reserve, the more people that are thrilled with the stuff I provide, the better the whole event's going to do. If I have to take a little loss on something because of a problem somebody had, well, like I said, they're going to be happy and they're going to come back for the next one.
Absolutely. And not only that, you can't buy positive feedback. I mean, but good customer service is, good customer service is irreplaceable.
Where can I buy positivefeedback.com? Yes.
That's right.
It's not possible. So
if you find it, let me know. I want to stock up.
Yeah. Exactly,
We're going to start selling positive feedback on eBay. Do you think we'll get away with that?
I think the domain name's probably already taken.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll buy some.
So your house must be so much fun then. I mean, how do you manage everything? You got like massive spaces. You got everything sort of stickered, so you know where everything is if something sells.
Well, with the way we run events, running 250 items at once, it can be, if you don't have a good plan in place, it could be pretty confusing. And the stuff we sell, I mean, our average sale is, $1,500, $2,000. One mistake is a big mistake. So we have a lot of checks in our system to make sure the right items getting, packed, the right items getting pictured, listed correctly, to ensure that the right item goes to the right person. Another thing that we do that really helps, and not a lot of people think of this, is with these events. As soon as an event starts, we start bubbling up the product. We don't wait for the event to end. We start bubbling up as soon as it's listed.
Confidence.
There's times where we have to, cut the bubble open if somebody has a certain question or wants additional pictures. But by the time the sale ends, everything's bubbled up, everything's ready to ship out. So as soon as that payment gets in, we get it out the same day.
And the thing I'm hearing from you is systems. We hear that all the time. Everybody's got systems in place, right, Ali? I mean, And seriously, Josh, you just sound like everyone that's successful in this business, and like any other business really, is, they have systems in place that make things work and make things happen and make them, less hard to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, whether you're a one-man show or you have employees, efficiency is what's going to make you money. I mean, if you're running all over the place and, nobody knows what they're doing, time's money in this business. The quicker you can make the whole process happen and the more efficient you can be, the more successful and the more money you'll make.
Fantastic. I mean, that's exactly it. That's the way it is. I mean, I find, how do you manage your time? Because I find sometimes you get so many projects going, so much things happening that you're sort of, how do you manage your time to keep it focused to just needs to be done, get it done sort of thing?
Well, I get some of those moments as well. I won't.
Cool. Yes, I'm not the only one.
And running a business like this, and starting an eBay business, I'm lying to you if I say it's not an incredible amount of work. And you are at times feel like you're running around with like a chicken with your head cut off, chasing your tail.
Definitely.
But sitting down and really developing a plan and a strategy of, like I said, we decided the bubbling beforehand is going to make us more efficient with shipping, or the picturing process, or how we list it. Once over time, you'll figure out ways to save time in each step of the process, and that's what's going to make you more successful.
Very cool. What kind of tools do you use?
Yep.
So, that's an interesting, I'm probably not the best example of taking advantage of all the eBay tools that they have to offer. All the selling manager tools are extremely helpful. But the stuff we sell, it's not as tied into the way some of the listing tools go, because I'm not selling a bunch of widgets.
Yep.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not, getting 10 of the same items using the template that eBay has. Everything I have is one of a kind. So each item needs its own description. So a lot of our listings aren't, they're not bulk listings or using stuff to list a bunch of stuff at once. We take time to, write down a good description for each item. So, it's a time-consuming process, but in the long run, it pays off. Between that and I can't emphasize enough the whole picture aspect of it. A lot of sellers I see online, it drives me crazy where, you're selling an expensive item and you have a picture that's blurry, it's, crooked, and when you're selling on eBay, especially one of a kind items like this, when it's not, a new item that people know what it is, you're not selling the item, you're selling your photos to them.
Exactly.
They're going online and they're looking at your photos, and your job with taking photos is make this person sitting on their computer say, wow, that thing looks amazing and I have to have it. So we spend an incredible amount of time and efforts in making sure all our pictures are perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the idea, especially in like an antique kind of situation, right? The idea is that you take enough pictures, enough good pictures, enough dimensions of all the pictures that I can almost feel this thing in my hand. I mean, that as close as you can get is the better you are with that. That's amazing, right?
Oh, absolutely. You want it to look like it belongs in a museum. That's your job, taking pictures of antiques.
Nice.
Wow, love it.
I've seen it. I'm the same though. I see it a lot as well. I see people's smaller pictures, blurry pictures, stuff like that. It's like when you go to a hotel, they have a lovely picture of it and stuff, and you get there and it's like, what's this? This isn't the same as the picture. What's wrong with it? But no, it's so important. It's what sells it, isn't it? So And I noticed that some of your descriptions, they're really thorough. You're really sort of explaining. So if there's a dent on something, you'll say there's a dent, will you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's people that try to cut corners by leaving out certain condition issues, but, especially with the protection that buyers have on eBay, I can guarantee you're getting that item back. And then, again, that's going to, and you're going to lose that. You're going to lose that battle no matter what. And, so by taking a little extra time at the beginning to list it correctly and describe any flaws, it's going to save you time in the long run. That goes back to being efficient because your time is money. So, take care of it right the first time. That way you don't have to deal with the returns and all that sort of thing.
And the whole idea is, especially in your case, is repeat customers, right? If you treat me right the first time, odds are I will be back. If you treat me like crap, then guess what? I probably won't come back.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
Our events that we run, those big Asian events, I bet, 70% of the people that buy those are our repeat customers who keep coming back to us because, whether it be collectors, dealers that use us for supply, they know they can buy from us and trust what we're going to sell. And that's what drives people to come back, and that's what gives people confidence that to bid 20% more on an item because they know that what I'm saying is correct, and that confidence will make you more money.
Brilliant stuff. So what happens if it doesn't sell?
Well, the way we sell, the Asian items, starting everything at a buck. Then if it we try to list, only list stuff worth at least $500 or more. I mean, some of the stuff is going to be less and people get a great buy. But I haven't run into anything that I've listed for 99 cents and have it just sit there. So
cool.
Hopefully it doesn't.
And that's the reason why you bubble wrap everything while the event is going on, because know it's going. Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And if they're not going to buy this antique vase for $1, then, what's wrong with them? So we've run out of time here, Josh, but I love having it. This is, again, we've interviewed someone else today who was to do with charity, but this is a different way of doing eBay. You do it different. You do it like in bulk times, and you get people in, and you're hyping it up, you get it all going, and then people buy, you've already packed it, and then you do it again 10 times a year. I mean, it's brilliant. It's been fantastic talking to you, and you just got a real business approach about you. You just got a real chilled, picture the golf in the background sort of style about you.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said, I feel very blessed in the situation I'm in, and hopefully I can spend my entire life not having a job. I think I own one suit, and I want to keep it that way.
There you go. And hopefully that suit won't fit you in a while.
Exactly. It's a blessing, but it's also a choice, though, isn't it? I mean, this is the lifestyle you've chosen.
Oh, like I said, every day I wake up, I love coming to work. I love what I do. I'm treasure hunting every day, and that's what I live for.
Cool, man. You're making me jealous here. I've come over. So that's been brilliant. So we'll post all the notes from interview today on our show notes page, which can be found at www.soyouwannasellonebay.com/show notes. Josh, before you go, how can people get involved in this, what you're doing? How can they contact you and stuff like that? What's your details and stuff?
Sure. So we have a website, chamberlainantiques.com. On that page, it gives links to both our eBay seller pages. There's also a contact page that you can shoot us an email if you want to be on our email list, and that's definitely the best way to get a hold of us.
Brilliant. Okay. So when is the next one? When will this next one be out? Or not?
We got a clear out sale starting in 2 days from now, which is we buy so many estates and collections that stuff piles up. So in 2 days we're listing a big lot, maybe 50 lots of just big lots of stuff, all starting at $1 with no reserve. And our next big Asian, man. Our next big Asian sale is coming up in February, and then we have the non-Asian sale starting in 2 weeks. So it's busy around here.
Jeez, that's fantastic. Well, I'm going to come and watch. I might just bid for the hell of it. Hey, what you got to lose? So everyone join in this madness. Thanks once again for joining us, Josh. It's been fantastic. From everyone here at So You Want to Sell on eBay, I'm Ali Young.
And I'm Ron LeBeau.
That's all for this episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. Be sure to check out our next episode or any past episodes by going online to soyouwannasellonebay.com. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite social media sites, facebook.com/So You Want to Sell on eBay, and Twitter @Your eBay Podcast. Thanks for listening. And until next time, happy selling.
Have an idea for a topic or know someone who would like to be on the show? Let us know. Just go to www.soyouwannaselloneebay.com/interview. We look forward to hearing from you.
This podcast was produced in part by Pro Voice Works.